Welcome to Without a Candle. We are your hosts,
Hey guys, I'm Carla.
and I'm Karlie. Let's just jump on in, shall we?
Welcome to Without a Candle. I am your host, Karlie. Carla isn't with me today because I am interviewing somebody very special to me. And Carla will have episodes where she will interview some special guests for her specifically as well for season 2. So I would like to introduce Ashley. She has been pretty much a lifelong friend. I think we met in middle school at this point. I don't remember. Yeah.
It's been like 13 some years, something like that.
Yeah, it's been a long time. And interesting enough, as lifelong friends do, we have these spells of falling off and then reconnecting because we also are long distance. So Ashley still lives in Indiana. Hopefully that changes in the future. Um, I'm just gonna put that out there. But she still lives in Indiana, and the only way we connect right now is through video or text, calling, things like that. And during one of our reconnection seasons, we found that we were both entering spirituality at the same time. So that was really interesting to learn about each other after not talking for a couple years. And just because of life, life gets in the way. You ended up having your first child in that time and momhood and all the things. And I was leaving corporate America, I believe, during that time and starting my own business. And so, anyway, that's beside the point. But today we're going to talk about Ashley and who she is and what modalities that she brings to the table and offers and what spirituality looks like to her. So, welcome. Hi.
Hello.
Yes,
It's so good to be here. This is
I
my first
know.
podcast like ever.
Really? Well, I'm
Yeah.
super excited that I get to take that new, I want
You
to
get
say
to take that badge
virginity.
of honor.
Yeah, your badge of honor for that. So tell us a little bit about you and what your first introduction to spirituality was. You can go back as far as you need to, like childhood, maybe adulthood, however, whenever you were introduced to spirituality.
Well, I'm Ashley and I'm 32 years of age. And
Okay.
I, my first memory of like something spiritual happening was back when I want to say like 5 or 6 and my
Okay.
aunt had just passed away. And, you know, it was back in like early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
You know those radios we used to have that had the little spin dial, like the turn dials. Like you literally
Yeah.
had to physically turn the dial to get to the station.
Yeah.
Well, I would listen to the radio when I would sleep. And when I was sleeping, it was after she passed away, all of a sudden I heard the dial change. Like you physically have to move this dial. There's no way. It's a stationary radio.
Yeah.
Can't change the station by itself. And I was just like, what's going on? Like, why are my channels flipping? Is my radio messing up? And it was at the foot of my bed across the room on a dresser. And I leaned up and all I could see was white. And it was her. Like, I could see her face, like her profile. And all I could see was
Yeah.
white. And I just stared at her. And she was like, her hand was on the radio. And she turned and she looked at me. And then she was gone, and my radio went back to what I was listening to, and I was just like, I don't know what I just saw. No idea what
Oh,
I just saw.
yeah.
It was, of course, I'm a child. Like,
Yeah.
everybody's looking crazy. But my grandmother is also a witch.
Okay.
She likes to say she's a lazy pagan.
Yeah.
She connects with the earth. There's no goddess or guide that she's spiritually connected to. She's connected to the earth. So I've been around it all my life since birth, really.
Okay.
And
So go ahead.
yeah, no, I was gonna say, and it's just been basically in my bloodline, and I've never really thought about it until I was in my 20s, my late 20s, when I was with my first son, when I was going through that pregnancy, is when I finally felt like a door opened
Yeah.
for me.
But something clicked.
Yeah,
Okay.
but
Was there
between the young me and then like some weird stuff has happened between then and then. And I'm just like everything's connecting the dots at that point.
okay. So it wasn't any like one profound moment. It was a lot of little tiny tidbits that just piled up and like one day
Yeah,
you were like,
it was,
"Oh,
yeah, it was just like
okay.
because I would have dreams. Like I have very vivid dreams. Sometimes they're so realistic they mess me up for like the
Yeah.
whole day. It feels so real. I've had my great grandfather and my grandfather visit me in my dreams, and it's only been once. They've only visited me once, and then they're gone.
Okay.
And I had my best friend at the time in high school's dad. It was my freshman year of college after I got out of high school. He took his own life, and he was like another dad to me because he's a
Yeah.
really good guy. He visited me once, and I haven't had a visit from anybody since then, but that one really messed me up. Like on a scale of 1 to 10 of messed up, it was like a 10. And I was like, I don't understand why you visited me that way. You could
Yeah.
have visited me in a much nicer way, but that one it was gruesome. And I was like, I did
Oh
not like
wow.
that at all. And all I remember is I remember the whole dream detail to detail, but this is a podcast, so I'm like, I don't want to go into detail about it. But
Yeah.
all I remember is at the end, he was like, I just wanted to tell you that I love you. And I woke up crying and saying out loud, I love you too.
That's
And that was
crazy.
it.
Do you write down or journal your dreams?
No, because I probably should, but when they're that vivid, I don't forget.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll wake up and I'll be like, that dream was really weird, but I don't remember anything.
Okay.
So, but when they're that vivid and they've stuck with me for eons now, what feels like eons now, I can still remember seeing my aunt playing with my radio. I can still see my great grandfather in the dream that he visited me in. My grandfather, his was a little weird. He turned into a white peacock in a
Okay.
park and then he disappeared. And I was just like, cool. Why a white peacock though?
Yeah. So
But pop off, grandpa. Like,
whatever. So I would, if you don't start journaling them, I would, even the ones you remember, and start keeping a like decipher like within that journal what symbols mean to you. Because sometimes like yeah, birds can be messengers, but maybe for you they mean something else in your dream
yeah.
specifically. You know what I mean? So that would be kind of cool to like find the patterns in those dreams. Um,
Mhm.
so during your pregnancy with your first son, did the dreams get more so, or is that why you feel like in that time frame all of the pieces were starting to come together more? Do most of your stuff come through dreams?
Uh, they do
Okay.
because I've had one dream where it was, I don't know who it was. I couldn't tell you who it was, but it was a woman. She was standing in the door and all I could see was her like silhouette.
Hmm.
And she was standing in a brightly lit doorway. And she just, like, all I could see was her shadow, obviously. And I knew it. She turned her head towards me and she just waved and she walked through the door. And when I woke up the next morning, it felt like something left. Like
Okay.
whoever was attached to me left. And I was like, well, that was really weird. I don't even know who it was. So
Mm.
who could I be saying goodbye to? Who could be saying goodbye to me?
Yeah.
But that was a year ago. Back when I was pregnant, it wasn't the dreams, it was more in real life.
Okay.
Like, you know how people say, like, at night, if you hear knocking, don't answer, whatever. It wouldn't even be at night. It could be in the morning, in the middle of the afternoon. I'd be sitting in the living room with my dog, with Juju, when
Yeah.
she was so, and all of a sudden, it would just be me and her in the living room, and we would hear on the front door, and like we had a big bay window, and I could see the front door,
And no one would
but it
be
was,
there.
and nobody would be there, and it would only be me and
Interesting.
her that would hear it, because she'd be losing her mind, and I'd be like, what is going on?
Yeah.
And then my bedroom was the second floor, and there's a tree outside the door, but the window, but
Hmm.
there's a screen, obviously, in between the window and the tree.
Yeah.
This is mine again, second floor. I'm going to bed. The headboard is behind the window, and I hear somebody tap on the glass. And I'm just like, cool. I don't know what's going on. I'm at the top floor. Who is knocking on my window?
Yeah.
But some some traumatic things happened around the 7 month mark of my pregnancy. And that's when it didn't happen to me, it was happening to my ex-husband at the time. And whoever was looking after me saw the wrong that was being done to me, and they
Hmm.
were going after him
Okay.
because they would wake him up. Because if they wanted my attention, they would have woke me up. They wanted his attention, and they wanted it bad. Because all of a sudden, he's like, I would wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and hear heavy like boot footsteps walking down the hallway to the bedroom. And he's like, it would either, I feel like somebody is glaring at me from the doorway or hovering over me in my sleep. And I was like, well, you fucked up, didn't ya?
Yeah.
And
So,
it took me, he said it was happening for a month straight and he didn't say anything because he didn't think anything of it. And it took
yeah.
me saying, hey, leave him alone. Everything's okay, when it really wasn't, but everything's okay. Just leave him alone. I'll handle this. Everything stopped.
Interesting.
And I was just like, what's going on?
So that kept you questioning of like, what what else is there? How is it
Yeah.
affecting me? How do I hone in on it?
Hmm.
So from there, did you start doing your research or did you just kind of do things as they felt natural to you? And
It
then you
was,
would go
it was
ahead.
more natural, and then I'd be like, well, why do I feel like I need to do this? And then I would do some looking into it of like, well, how do I do this? Because that's the kind of person I am. I'm like, oh, I get that. People will be like, oh, you're just hyperfixating. This is just your new, like, impulsive thing, but it's like a pull. Like, I'm not even, I could be sitting here minding my business and all of a sudden something's like, hey, you need to do this. I'm like, I wasn't even thinking about that. I don't even know
Yeah.
anything about that.
Yeah.
Why do I need to do it? So that's when I started doing the cards at first.
Okay.
And
So it
like,
started with
I,
tarot.
yeah, I started with tarot and I was like, well, okay, this feels right. Like
Yeah.
this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And like I've
So,
been sticking with that for the last 5 years.
yeah, 5-ish
And
years.
then
Yeah.
all of a sudden I was like, all of a sudden I got a burr in my ass. And it was like, hey, palm reading. And I was like, I don't know nothing about palm reading.
Yeah.
Why do I need to do this? So, I mean, I was looking into it like here and there, and I was like dabbling in it. And what's funny, I think what was my, you really need to do this, is last year at Christmas. I had a Christmas party at my work,
Mm-hmm.
and my best friend was sitting by himself, and I was like, all of a sudden, there was a little, it's either a pull or a little nag. It's not a nag, don't hurt me, but a little voice that's like, hey, we need to do this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I don't know why I need to do this. I know nothing about it. I don't know enough about this to do this. But I was like, give me your hand. He's like, why? I was like, just give me your hand. And all it told me to do was tell him how many kids he's gonna
Okay.
have. And I was just like, okay, I'll look. So I was looking at him. I was looking at his hand, and I was just like I was calming him down because he didn't know what the hell I was doing at first. And I was like, just relax, just chill out. And I was looking at it, and I was like, you're gonna have 2 kids. He's like, but I'm sterile. I can't have kids. I was like, you're gonna have 2 kids. Doesn't matter if they're yours or not. You're gonna have 2 kids.
Yeah.
And now, almost a year later, he is in a relationship with a woman with 2 kids,
Okay.
and they're about to move in with each other.
That's
Cool.
crazy.
I was like, that was wild.
Yeah. So I want to go back just a little bit. And you had mentioned your grandmother and how she had pagan practices and she was very nature based. Being around that so young, do you think that influenced the way you saw and understood spirituality? Does it mean something different to you now than it did when you were younger and around her? Um, or do you kind of follow that same practice that you were taught from her?
It was back when I was younger. It was more about just being yourself, just trusting your instincts and intuition. That's what she always
Hmm.
told us. Always trust your gut. My gut's never been wrong about anything. And
Okay.
I understand that what she was trying to tell us, and like, it's opened me up to like, just be myself. If
Yeah.
people can't take my light, then they don't need to be around it. I'm not going to dim myself or stop being me for other people.
Yeah,
And
for
that
sure.
makes me think I'm stepping more into that now than I did 2 years ago, backwards 12. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
yeah.
And I was gonna say, so that on top of everything that was happening back then with the signs and with the interactions with stuff, and I was just like, okay, I'm gonna trust my gut. I'm just gonna go for it.
Hmm.
This is who I need to step into as a person to be me,
Right.
to be free. You know, like, not to be in a spiritual sense, be free.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely just step into who you authentically are versus how you think society needs you to be, right?
Exactly. Exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, how much worth is like how society wants me to be, or
Mm.
how just releasing the shackles of what society wanted me to be, to put me in a box. And I was like, I'm done being in a box.
Yeah, for sure. So, is there any practices that she used to do that you do now or incorporate into your practice?
Smudging. She
Okay.
was the first. When stuff started to get a little more wild around the house, she was like, well, I will give you um the items to cleanse the house. And I was like,
Hmm.
Okay, like, cool. And she brought me over, I still have it. She brought me a little wicker basket with charcoal tablets. I still have the sage she gave me, some oils and crystals and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
She even gave me a seashell bowl
Yeah.
to burn stuff in, and I was just like, you were not kidding. You were like, all out. Here we go.
Yeah. I love that you still have that stuff from her because um that's kind of sacred to me. That's sacred, and that's almost still being able to like honor and go back to like that quote unquote first real introduction. Does that make sense? Like
Yeah,
it's almost like passing of the torch, kind of like here, now you can step into who you're supposed to be.
yeah.
So it's really beautiful that you still have that.
And anytime I have a question or anything, she's always there to help. And the last time I saw her, like, not last time I saw her, but the last time I had like a long visit with her, she
Hmm.
was like, "Oh, I have something for you." And I was like, "Okay, like, what
Hmm.
you got?" And she was like, "I personally made this." And I said, "Okay." And she goes in the house. We're sitting outside when it's Indiana nights outside.
Yeah.
And she comes back out and she comes out with a handmade bell.
Okay.
She, a wooden handle, and the bell is metal, and she made it herself.
Yeah.
And she's like, it's a cleansing bell. So if you don't have anything to cleanse your house with, you can use this to cleanse with. And
Yes.
I was like, and you made this? I said, you're giving this to me? She's like, yeah, yeah, it's yours. It's not mine anymore. It's yours. And I'm just like, oh my God, now I know who I get that from because I'll get that too. Like, I have stuff
Hmm.
that I would have on my altar, and sometimes it would literally fall at me for no reason, unprompted. And I'm just like, why did this happen? Like, it'd be a crystal, or it could be,
Yeah.
a, a healing herbs to burn to cleanse yourself and to process trauma and stuff like that. And like, it fall off my shelf. I'm like, what is this? And I would pick it up and I was like, this isn't mine.
It's for somebody else. Yeah.
It's for somebody else.
It served its purpose and now it's time to.
Yeah. And I'm just like, well, who does it go to? And like, I would
Hmm.
sit there with my cards and my pendulum, which I also do pendulum, which is wild to me.
Yeah.
Um,
We'll get into that. I have a question.
yeah, that one was a wild roller coaster getting into, but we'll get to that. But I'll be like, whose is this? And like, it would literally be like, hey, stupid, you work with this person. They're going through something. Like, a coworker of mine just lost their dad.
Yeah.
I was told that a deck of tarot cards were not mine; they were hers. The
Hmm.
healing herbs were not mine; they were hers.
Okay.
And I think a tiger's eye as well. And I was just like, here you go. And she's like, what is this? I said, they're not mine; they're yours.
Yeah.
And she was like, I really needed this. I really appreciate you. She's like, you literally are the crow friend because you're just like, here are gifts. And I'm like, yeah, here are your gifts. Here are your things that are not mine that I've collected.
I love that. The crow friend. That's funny. So, as you have been told that certain things are your modalities, how does that fit into your practice now? Do you use the tools every day? Do you hone in on them weekly? Do you use them for readings with people or just for yourself? Tell me a little bit about that aspect.
I do them for myself mostly,
Okay.
unless I'm asked or unless I'm told to do it. Like, I've done
Okay.
it to you.
Yeah.
I'm just like, hey, I got a sensation I needed to do this, and this is not for me, this is for you.
Yeah.
And you've literally come back to me and you're like, I really needed that today. I'm like, well, there you go. My job is done. I'm gonna go
Gonna go about my day.
skedaddle. I'm gonna go about my day. I did my job. See ya.
Yeah, that's funny. Do you now I call you a practitioner because you do read for people, whether you take monetary gifts for it or not. Do you think of yourself as a practitioner?
I sometimes, but like I don't. I do it because I want to help.
Okay.
I don't. I haven't really thought about like sitting down and being like, oh, do a reading for like what you
So,
guys do. I'll do it if you feel like you need a reading, I can help you out. If or if you need this done, I'll help you out. I'm just like I like all this like it's called train of thought.
yeah.
Like I live by that. Like if I'm thinking of I hear something, like if I hear a song and it reminds me of you, you're gonna be stuck in my head. But if I'm literally going about mundane things and all of a sudden you come into my mind and I'm just like,
Mm,
why what is what's up with Karlie? Like
yeah.
what's going on? And then all of a sudden it'll be like text her,
Yeah.
see how she's doing, or she needs like all of a sudden it'll be like get your cards. And I'm like, all right, I'll go get my cards. Let's go figure
Yeah.
out what's going on, what she needs today.
Okay. So, where you don't see yourself as a practitioner, yet, do you think you would ever get to a point where you're comfortable setting up for a day and offering your services? And I ask this because, not many practitioners use pendulums for readings, and not many practitioners use palm reading. Like, I have only met one palm reader
Mhm.
in the course of my time with the shop, and she was in her 80s. Like, she was in her 80s. That's not a modality that's taught. That's not a modality
Still,
that is,
she's still rocking it, you know.
yeah, that's not a modality that is widely known. So
Mhm.
I feel like you have a unique opportunity to really hone in on a gift that I feel like your guides have been nudging you and being like, hey, this is who you are, to be able to offer that to people in a different way than how like rune readings or tarot readings can be offered.
Mhm.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, once I feel more comfortable and I'm like, I feel confident that I could do it for like
Okay.
sit down and do it for a stranger, you
Yeah,
know, then yeah, I would. I mean, especially pendulum. I'm like, I've never been wrong
with pendulum.
with pendulum.
Yeah. Well, I will be a lot nicer to you than Carla was to me getting into rude readings for the public, where I was told to shit or get off the pot and take this client that walked in the door right now or don't. So there's that. But in the future, we would love to have you come do like a pop-up day at the shop.
Mhm.
So we'll just put a pin in that. And that's like the second little nugget I'll leave out there for you about it. Um, so I want to circle back to your spiritual practice. What does spirituality mean to you? And what do you want to share about your everyday spiritual path and your journey and like what you do every day? Or maybe it's not every day, maybe it's like every week. What do you do?
What I do every day is I say it's a prayer. because that's
Okay.
what's likely going to be. I pray every single night. I pray to the goddesses. I pray to my guides. My Austin, my partner,
Mhm.
he is a Christian. He follows the way of the good
Okay.
book.
Yeah.
So since meeting him, which has been crazy also, as you know,
Yes. I absolutely love your origin story with Austin.
because it's the exact same origin story of you and Daniel,
Pretty much.
basically. But I put, if I put mine and his into my prayer every single night.
Okay.
And what I ask for every single night is that they guide us and protect us through our life and our journey. And to banish, if there is any negativity or ill will towards the family, to banish it tenfold to the sender.
Okay.
And that the karma is not mine to give, I am just the observer.
For sure. I love that.
And then if there's something going on, like I need the strength to get through this exam that I have
Mhm.
to do, or um, something to do with the kids, or just getting through a hard like mental spurt that I'm going through. I was like, if you have the time for it, can you just give me some extra strength today or tomorrow to get me through this? And then I end it with whatever else I need to put in there, and I end it with blessed be. Like that's
Okay.
just how I end it. And then I'm able, like, if I don't do it, people can say, "Oh, it's just obsession. It's a OCD thing." And it's like, no, if I don't do it at night, like say I'm super tired, I'm like, I'm just gonna go to bed. I don't feel right. Like I
Yeah.
just feel heavy and I can't sleep.
Okay.
I'm like, I have something I need to get off my chest. I need to talk to them. I need to say what I need to say. And then after I'm done, I fall asleep right away every
Yeah.
time.
It's almost like your disconnection for the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, is there anything about your spiritual journey that has been difficult? And I mainly ask that question because there's a lot of gatekeeping in the community, and there's a lot of videos and people out there saying you have to do certain things this way, or you have to abide by certain guidelines to be able to, do certain practices, or, XYZ, et cetera, et cetera. Like the whole list can keep going and going. But when
Mm-hmm.
you were trying to formulate your practice and what spirituality meant to you, did you have a hard time being able to find a mold that fit, or did you know just early on that I can make my own?
A little of both, because I was like, I don't, my journey is my journey. No journey is the same.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's practice can be the same. We may be in the same book together, but our chapters are all different.
Yeah.
So there's no right or wrong way to spirituality, in my opinion. It's the intentions and the motivations that you put behind it and the
Mm-hmm.
faith that you put into what you're doing is what's important. If you don't believe that this is for you, even though it feels right and you're just like, I can't do this. Like, this isn't okay. Like, this isn't the box I was put in at a young age. It's like, then that's the mindset you're going to be in. That's the intentions and the motivation and everything that you're putting out in the universe, that I can't do this.
Yeah.
And that's where I had to get out of too, is like, I was put in a box for so long that I can't be myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I finally was just like, you know what? No baby steps, no whatever. I'm taking the plunge. I'm just jumping off. And it's been it's been so weightlifting to just be like, I'm gonna do this. This is what's felt right forever. And I just never knew what it was
Yeah,
until I looked into it and I was just like, this is it.
this
Like
is
you
it.
read the second you read something, like you're doing research on something and you're just reading and you're like, oh, okay. And then you get to that one sentence, that one paragraph. It could be a word. And you're just like,
Mm,
that's it.
yep, it
That's
clicked.
it. And you're just like, okay, that's it. This is where I need to be. This is what I need to do. This is where I feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Like, this is where my security is
hmm
for something that's outside of me, that's outside of the physical world.
I love that, and I love that's how you described it because I feel like so many people miss that when they're searching for their spirituality and they're trying to find their footing because they watch all these videos and they just miss that spirituality is supposed to be individualized. It's not supposed to be like everybody else, you know?
Yeah, like
So,
I use the example of like people with autism. You meet one person with autism, you meet one person with autism. Not autism is not lumped into one
mhm,
ball. It's literally a tree. You
yeah.
get this little bit, this little bit, this little bit, this little bit, this little bit. Sometimes branches intertwine,
And
but
you
there
can
nobody's
take,
ever the same.
right, it's all just what resonates and what feels correct to you in your body and like your physical body, how your physical body reacts, you know,
Hmm.
how your mental body reacts, how your spiritual body reacts. And once those all align with the practices you're doing, well, that is for you. That's who you are. That's how it's supposed to be for you, you know. Even though you and I say we're twin flames, we have different practices. And
Yeah,
we've always been yin and yang, you know.
yep.
And
But we're rooted in the same
mhm,
spot every
absolutely,
single
just like,
time.
yeah, everybody is the same way too. We all are searching for that higher connection to ourselves, to something. And once we let go of trying to fit in a box and know that we are the box, then that's when it shifts and that's when it changes.
Hmm.
Yeah. I hope that more people get on that because y'all are missing a lot. So is there anything that you would like to add before we wrap up that may I not have asked you that you want to share? Or maybe that you just want to put out there for the collective to know?
Like I said before about the spirituality just being like a tree, like
hmm
everybody's different. There's no right or wrong way to do things. Just do what feels right for you. As long as you're not hurting yourself or others for what
hmm
you want to do spiritually or even in life. Just do what feels right to you and just be you. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise.
Yeah.
Just like I am who I am spiritually and my partner is a Christian and
hmm
we go together so well.
hmm
And the thing is that we're both on the same page of like, there's my way is not right or wrong, his way is not right or wrong, but without mine there'd be no his, and without his there'd be no mine.
Absolutely.
We are, even though we're on two different paths, we're still whole.
Yeah.
And people have to think about that. Like, people can't think that our way is wrong because we're not thinking about the higher power of God, and people that think of the higher power of God can't think that we're wrong because we follow the ways of the old. Without the
Right.
old, there is no new, and without no new, there was no old.
I was just I just heard New Age spirituality used to be Christianity because at one point it was a new religion.
Yeah.
Just, so interesting. I love that you guys can have that mutual respect for each other and understand that you find spirituality differently, two different ways, and you get to where you need to be regardless,
And yeah, and I'm used to people pushing
hmm
their beliefs on me, and I'm not one to do that unless
Yeah,
you
yeah,
ask me about it. Unless you ask me about it, I'm not gonna tell you about it.
yeah,
Like, I'm not afraid to tell you who I am, but I'm not gonna push that on you. And that's the same with him. He's like, if you want to ask, just ask. I'm like, if you want to ask, just ask. And we're just in
yeah,
that. And he's asked me stuff, I've asked him stuff, and we're just like, yeah,
yeah,
that makes a
for
lot of
sure.
sense. And we're both sitting there like, yeah, like aha moment. I'm just like, I love
hmm
this. I love this. I
Yeah,
wish more people would be like this, you know?
yeah. It's definitely a whole nother level within a relationship when you guys have different beliefs but have mutual respect and actually want to learn from the other one, not just go about your day. Oh, that's who they are. And you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
so it's awesome watching you and Austin go through the type of partnership, because again, that's not something that is often found. So,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. So I think that's all the questions I have. I think that your stories and your experiences have some impact on the community. I feel like it definitely helps kind of normalize some things a little bit, especially for those people that are still questioning, like, are those thoughts really my thoughts? You know what I mean?
hmm
So I appreciate you sharing and being a part of the community and helping to bridge the gap.
And I appreciate you
Yeah, cool.
for
Well,
all the things that you do. You're
well,
just
thank you.
amazing.
Well, thanks. I'm going to say thank you. I'm not going to try to justify that because that's something I'm learning. So I'm going to say thank you
Stop it.
graciously. Yes. So I will put our connection links in the footnotes for anybody that wants to try to connect with me and the shop, and then also any information that Ashley wants to add. I will gladly put that in the show notes for you guys. And until next time, I will see you when I see you.
Bye.
Right, guys. So that wraps up another episode of Without a Candle with Karlie and Carla. We appreciate you, and we'll see you next time.